Hello, Gemini. Welcome to my channel. My name is Lola. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to be doing your mid-month love reading. This will be for mid-June to mid-July, so June to July love. If you're looking for a more general reading about career, finance, family, kind of your everyday life, those are up on my channel for the month of June. There's a link in the description below, but this is just for love, Gemini. So let's see what July has in store for you. I am going to start with the Whispers of Love. I really love this deck. So we'll start kind of with some oracle messages and see what the months have in store for you. So what do we have in love for Gemini? What messages in love do we have for Gemini, June to July? Let's see what we have for you, Gemini. Okay, we have get to know each other and physical touch. Okay, great. So let's see. We first cards here is get to know each other, learn to meet each other's needs for love. And then we also have physical touch. A tender touch can mean so much. So first, right off the bat, first of all, both of these cards are amazing, especially when it comes to love, because they're saying get to know each other and physical touch. So maybe a relationship is taking that next level, that next step in the physical side of your relationship. So that's an amazing place to be in, especially for those who are already in committed relationships. This could be a hot, steamy time for you, June to July. So that's really looks good for you, Gemini. So looking at this, get to know each other, learn to meet each other's needs for love. For those of you who are single, I really would look at this as more of having the opportunity to get deeper into what's important to each other, what is important to you, maybe even because of this physical touch. It's in those areas of what do you like? What do you don't like? Some people are very particular about which things work and which things don't. So this could be a time for you to explore those avenues. But also more so, I see this as reading, and you can see even from this kind of imagery here that we're really looking towards, Gemini, you spending some time having a deeper connection. So for those of you who are in relationships, I see this as an incredible time for you to get more deeply connected with your partner. And those for you that are in new relationships, this is a great message to get for taking those things to the next level. And then those of you who are single and looking, I think this is also a great opportunity for you to look for yourself of what can you do to see how you meet the needs of others. And knowing what you like starts first. And I always recommend in newer relationships, if you don't have them already, you can always even create your own. Like there are games out there that are like decks of cards, just like the tarot decks, that have these questions that you might not be willing to ask, or you're almost kind of nervous to ask. And when you make a game out of it and just say, okay, pick a card, and it says something like, what were you most afraid of when you were a child? And you're like, you don't think always to ask those questions, but they sometimes can really start stemming a story. You start to learn more about their childhood, who their family was. Other things like, what was the best vacation you ever took? Or what was your favorite food when you were a child? Just different things that are really helpful. You can always make up your own to do that as well. So, or just get the deck yourself. And if you're starting to message someone or talking to someone, especially over an app or something, you can pull questions and ask and do it back and forth, almost like through the messaging. So that can always be really fun. So an amazing opportunity for you to get to know someone better, whether they're going to be newly coming into your life or, someone who is existing, especially with this physical touch. A tender touch can mean so much. So beyond just like the first message that came to me was you kind of exploring other physical areas or potential areas of your partner, but also remembering that, a slight holding of a hand or even just a touch on the shoulder can really go far. So there may be areas that your partner needs you to give them a little bit more physical touch, especially if that is their love language. So if you don't know your partner's love language, I highly recommend finding that out, going through. There's online quizzes that are totally free to say, like, what's your love language? You should definitely know what yours is. I think it helps really clarify like what your top two are, and it helps them understand, because if that's their love language, You might just need to be even like overboarding like random hugs and touches of putting your arm around them or holding their hand or things like that. So just think about that through as the month goes by. So let's see what else and what other messages we have for you, Gemini, as we get into your love reading. So let's pull some tarot and see what tarot messages want to come through for you in love. What do we have for Gemini, for those who are looking for love or need a love message? Let's see, what tarot messages do we have for Gemini? Okay, we have the Knight of Pentacles, lovely. Some new love potentially coming in. The High Priestess, that goes really well with getting to know each other. And Strength, wow, all amazing positive cards here for you, Gemini. So this is really incredible as far as an overall message, especially with those angel and oracle messages coming out from the Whispers of Love deck. And then just looking across here, these are all very, very positive cards. So just looking and starting at the Knight of Pentacles, and there's no particular order here, but I definitely look at kind of the sequence to see if there is an additional message in that. But I just see this overall time frame from June to July being an incredibly positive time for love in your life. So you might even want to look at your general reading to see how love might play into the other parts of your life in at least June, and then I'll have July posted up later. But looking at the Knight of Pentacles, the Pentacles in love is kind of like an abundance of emotions, and Cups can also mean that. But Pentacles being that it usually is kind of a financial, a value, there's something that's added into that. And so the Knight of Pentacles is movement. There is progress, but what I can say is that sometimes the Knight can be slow to move. So that might be another area for those of you who are looking for love and looking for someone new. That you've met someone and you're kind of wanting to move it along faster. And this message is saying to you, like, you might need to slow down. The Knight of Pentacles wants to take steps forward, but they might just be in a more calculated way, I would say. And that this get to know you might be that signal for you to say, oh, you know what, this person just might want to take it a little bit slower and spend more time getting to know each other, but they definitely want to see that moving forward. So for those of you looking for love, I definitely see that as a sign here and a message for you in that area. Now you have two major arcana. So to have that kind of message in just when I always usually, as you can see, if you've watched my other readings, I usually pull 3 tarot. And so to get out of the entire deck, to get 2 major arcanas is a pretty big sign that there's some significant love energy happening for you in this time frame for this mid-month reading. And of course, then getting the High Priestess and the Strength too. But the Strength and just getting it with these other cards can really mean that you are in a strong place emotionally and in a relationship and partnership. So meaning that you are in a very strong place right now to accept love. You are ready for a relationship. I can see that those of you who are looking for love, that you're like, ready, bring it on. I'm in a good place. And you're definitely looking for that. And so this is just reiterating all of these other messages to say that, yes, you are strong. You have the courage. You have all the strength you need to move forward. So if you've been kind of hesitating, that this is the message telling you that, like, your confidence is there. You should feel confident in all of the decisions that you're making in love and the way that you feel. So if you're kind of like, God, things are really great in my relationship right now, like, we're getting a deeper connection, we're moving in more physical deep connections, like, yes, the universe is like, of course you are, because look at all this other energy. Like, you should definitely just believe in that, grab onto it and enjoy it, because it definitely seems like a very, very good, strong time here for you. So now looking into the High Priestess, the High Priestess is also like, I get movement cards here too. So that's what I mean. I'm seeing a lot of the, relationships kind of going on to the next level, kind of taking that next step of seriousness or exploration, I should say. And even though the High Priestess, you have this ship sailing and there is water. And so I see water as movement, whatever it is here on the image card, depending on the deck that you get. But there's always kind of that flow and movement that we get with the things that come our way. Now, the High Priestess can be a time, kind of like this Knight of Pentacles with it here, that it can be a slower to progress, or it's just kind of has a bit of a hesitation. But the High Priestess still stands very much in their power, and again with this strength, with their own intuition. They really kind of take, and that's what that you can kind of see them hiding behind this cloud, is that they're kind of going within to really make sure that their feelings are true. This getting to know you card is a very strong signal of that. And so I see the High Priestess in this particular message of you really standing in your power. You know what you want. Don't be afraid to verbalize it, and maybe even use your physical actions to show how you may feel about someone. And so that they are also then confident, especially with this Strength heart, and also knowing how you feel. Because sometimes it's like, it's better to just like give it out there and let them know how you feel than to have the confusion, right? And same goes the other way. It's like, you don't want, if you're ready to take the next steps, then let's get to know each other and make sure that we're on the same page of like what that next step needs to be. And you'd rather have a conversation about it and take those small steps than to like take a giant leap. So I think that's what, especially with the High Priestess and the Knight of Pentacles, is telling you, and taking that time to get to know each other and taking it one layer at a time instead of just going from the bottom to the top layer. And then you miss out on all of those things in between that you really can start to then build those deeper connections. So for those of you that are especially looking for love, and as you're meeting people, this is a clear message, in my opinion, of just saying like, take the steps. For sure, take the steps. Even if someone wants to go ahead, don't, because you're going to miss out on maybe some very beautiful parts of each other or red flags. You want to make sure that you do that. But I see very positive things here happening for you. So let's pull some Romance Angel Oracle cards. Let's see what we have for you, Gemini, in the romance, from the Romance Angel. What romance messages do we have? So I always see those kind of like love cards, love messages. This is a, romance messages. Let's see what we have here for you, Gemini. We have new love. There we go. Wow. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So that getting to know your card, the messages that I was getting to you and taking those steps is definitely very clear here. For those who are looking, and new love is on its way and it's coming. It's definitely just like taking its steps so it can be a deeper, greater love. And honeymoon, enjoy the bliss of the holiday time together. Exactly. And I think you're going to be enjoying lots of physical time here with this. So Gemini, this looks like an incredible time for you in love. It's a beautiful message. I absolutely love it. I don't know why you wouldn't. This is just some great messages coming through, some good pieces of advice, and see what definitely what you have in store. I think you have a lot of great things in store for June, July. So I'm just going to finish up here by pulling a couple of Angel Answer Oracle cards. So this is for those of you who've brought a specific question or situation to the reading today, and see if we can get some answers for you from our angels. So angels, what answers do you have for Gemini in love? What do we have for Gemini in love? Okay, we have unlikely and choose a new direction. Wow, those go quite well together. So I don't see much of that kind of coming into the reading. Sometimes I see those messages come in through the reading that might coordinate, but I think this is very specific to whatever you were asking about. So maybe, depending on what that question was, the universe is telling you that it's unlikely, at least right now, and you need to choose a new direction. So by choosing a new direction, you can probably then see why that is unlikely and the areas that you need to shift. I would focus for you, and like maybe you came to this reading not expecting to see a lot of like new things and taking those steps, and you're wanting it to jump forward, and the universe is telling you like, no, you have new love here. This is incredible opportunity for this. And those of you who are in love, you have a lot of incredible, wonderful time to spend together and really getting into more internal with this High Priestess and getting to know each other. Those deeper connections and that physical touch with this honeymoon is amazing. So Gemini, this looks like a really, really great month. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Please consider subscribing to my channel. I would love to see you again, and have a great month.